Oh my God, Anita.
Welcome to the Willie Bragg Show. I am your host, your humble host, Willie Bragg. I hope each and every one of you are doing well. I want to discuss Hillary Clinton because I'd rather not discuss her, but we do need to discuss her anyway because as far as I'm concerned, I've always been discussed by her and she needs addressing. And what I mean by that is this. She has decided to rear her ugly presence in politics again. This time for the 2022 midterms. And this should be a warning for those who told me all this time that she's a progressive that gets things done. Some progressive she turned out to be. And I don't get it. Because I get told that, you oppose her or you're criticizing her. You're somehow pro-Russian. You're pro-Trump. You're sexist. You're a misogynist asshole. I've been told these things many, many a times. And it is no secret from my own personal perspective. It's no secret that I really truly despise this woman. I have despised the Clintons for many years. I voted for Bill Clinton in 1992. It was one of the worst. It was one of the biggest voting regrets of my life. Honestly, a vote for H. Ross Perot would have been better than a vote for Bill Clinton. A vote for George Herbert Walker Bush would have been equivalent to a vote for Bill Clinton. You would have had pretty much the same policies. Remember, I turned socialist because of Bill and Hillary Clinton, not because Bill and Hillary Clinton were socialists. Bill and Hillary Clinton basically took a shit on the New Deal consensus that took place. Reagan destroyed the New Deal consensus, and basically Bill and Hillary Clinton were caretakers for the Reagan revolutions in the same way that Dwight Eisenhower, in a good way, was a caretaker for FDR's New Deal. And I'll always resent Bill and Hillary Clinton's shifting this country further right. Regarding 2022, in an interview with the Financial Times in the UK, she was talking about the divisive issues of transgenders' rights. So she decided to go and throw the transgender community under the bus. And And as far as I'm concerned, that puts her in the same company of people like Ben Shapiro, Marjorie Taylor-Greene, J.K. Rowling, Matt Walsh, Kaitlin Bennet, and people like Nick Fuentes. She's that vile. She's in that company, and we know that all these people are known to be transphobic, irrationally so. And Hillary Clinton, obviously, as far as I'm concerned, she's joining in that company of people. So, and the thing about it is that I got lectured in 2016 by some Hillary Clinton supporters. Why are you supporting an old white man like Bernie Sanders? Where you're against diversity or something, that they would do that stupid ID poll game, weaponizing identity politics. And whereas if you match Hillary Clinton's record to Bernie Sanders' record, and granted, Bernie Sanders is not perfect. Lord knows, look at him in the last few years. He's not perfect. But compared to Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders is flawless. Because when it came down to it, while she was a Goldwater gal in 1964, Bernie Sanders was getting arrested protesting against segregation. He was involved with the civil rights movement. While Hillary Clinton was trying to decide whether she was for gay marriage or not until the Supreme Court said, hey, it's okay. Then she decided same-sex marriage is okay to be for. Prior to then, she made it clear she was really opposed to same-sex marriage. And Bill Clinton, with his don't ask, don't tell bullshit for the U.S. Armed Forces. Contrast that with Bernie Sanders' record of being for, not only for being for gay and lesbian rights very early in the game, as far back as the 60s and 70s, but as the mayor of Burlington, Vermont, when gay pride's parade were considered controversial all around the country, Bernie Sanders not only allowed gay pride parades in the city of Burlington, Vermont, as the mayor. Not only did he allow it and supported it, he asked if he could actually speak on their behalf. You compare that to Hillary Clinton. And I even know some gay folks that prefer Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders and do not like Bernie Sanders, and I'm like, why? Now, if they have a preference over neoliberal policies, individually speaking, just like straight people, gay people are just as capable coming into really shitty political conclusions on policies. And that goes without saying. I mean, look at Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's politics is shit, not because he's gay. His politics is shit because he's a fucking grifter. And Hillary Clinton's grifting in her own way. She wants to grift the Democrats in such a way that they're going to sacrifice principle just to go and fend off against the scary Republicans. And so that's a form of grifting too. In some ways, it's more dangerous because Dave Rubin is not elected into any office. Hillary Clinton, although she's not an elected person, she is a person of high political influence as far as serving in government with a husband who's a former U.S. president, and she being the former Secretary of State in this country. So in some ways, she's more dangerous with her statements than Dave Rubin would be, with regard to his words. And, as I said, trying to go and trying to malign Bernie Sanders. I don't want to make it all about Bernie Sanders, but, her asinine comments about healthcare plans and everything. I mean, she claims that he was nowhere to be seen when it came to the healthcare plans, that she was drafting back in 1994, a very shoddy healthcare plan, by the way. Just to let you know, it was it kept the private insurance companies. Granted, it was a better plan than the Affordable Care Act that Obama passed, but it was still a horrible plan. Bernie Sanders was fighting for Medicare for all, single payer, every step of the way. So, on policy issues, again, Bernie Sanders has been consistently superior to Hillary Clinton. And LGBTQ rights, he's also been consistently superior to Hillary Clinton. So, this is a congratulations to Hillary Clinton, but it's not a positive congratulations. It's a sarcastic, negative congratulations, because as far as I'm concerned, while right-wing Christian evangelicals in the 1980s and 1990s, and to an extent still today, pretty much, they will sit there and hate everything that the Clintons stand for, even though they were reluctant to embrace Trump in 2016 since Trump chose Mike Pence. They ended up embracing Trumpism, and now that's a big chunk of Trump's base. Well, hey, if Hillary Clinton runs in 2024, they got a homophobic candidate. They got a candidate who's willing to throw the LGBTQ community under the bus with Hillary Clinton. So I've always said that Hillary Clinton, she's been more of a Republican and more of a right winger on policy than anything else. Why the right wing hates Hillary Clinton, really, it's beyond me. It's really beyond me why they hated Bill and Hillary Clinton in the 1990s, and to some degree still hate them to this day. Because on a lot of policy level, I mean, Hillary Clinton. Just like Hillary Clinton, again, I'm going to say, like I said about other Democratic presidents in recent years, Hillary Clinton, had she been elected in 2016, she would have been the Mitt Romney they never had, the John McCain they never had, the Bob Dole they never had, and the George Herbert Walker Bush second term they would have never have had. So honestly, she's really more one of them than she is a true progressive. And so, she's a transphobe, obviously. Just the fact that she wants to throw the community under the bus, she's absolute scum. And so, as far as I'm concerned, anybody in the Democratic Party that's wanting to support Hillary Clinton, just remember, she's in the wrong side of history. She's always been in the wrong side of history. And this is just one more example of her being on the wrong side of history. She's a neolib corporatist. She's a foreign policy neocon, and she has no principles. And when it comes right down to it, she would be willing to throw her allies under the bus, not just the LGBTQ community. I mean, when it came to look at what happened with her husband. Her husband left the campaign trail in 1992 to go to Arkansas as the governor to oversee an execution of a mentally challenged African American, to make sure that white conservatives see that he was tough on crime. See, look at me, I'm tough on crime. I'm executing a mentally challenged African American. Look, you bigots, you can vote for me, Bill Clinton. Yes. So, I mean, Bill Clinton, honestly, is no friend of the Black community. Remember the crime bill in 1994 that ended up incarcerating a lot of African Americans just to prove that they're tough on crime, just to put white right-wing conservatives at ease. Remember that. If you like what you heard, press like and comment anyway. If you don't like what you've heard, feel free to share the content on this channel, and definitely subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell. And until next time, I'm Willie Bragg. And remember these words. Remember we have a lot of work to do these days. So I will conclude. I'm in a hurry this evening. I will conclude by saying to each and every one of you, like I always say when concluding, Music.
Oh, Arnold whole grains.
Music in a moment. Music. A little glitch here.